Series is here in Australia. And the final races go. Randall, beautiful start. Lloyd draws level, and Will Brown also with a good start back there in third. But how about the drive from Jordan Lloyd, just pushes down and into the lead. That was a good start.
Clean start by Will Brown. Lewis Leeds also got a good start. He's trying to carve his way through to chase Will Brown. Zane Goddard in there in P4, so a nice clean start. But Jordan Lloyd got the better of his rival Randall. All cleanly through. There's that's going to be tight. That's going to be tight.
Harry gets away with it.
Leeds hangs in on the outside, but they've slowed them both up. He can't get caught in anything, Harry Hayek, in this race. He needs to get through cleanly and then chase, let the race settle and chase down Will Brown, who's got a blinder up in P3 at the moment.
Well, it was nearly all over just then, wasn't it? So the white 99, Will Brown, has the advantage. He's got a couple of cars separating himself and Harry Hayek, and Harry was nearly out of the race just then. Very close. Oh, Nick Rowe.
Oh, no, that's a shame. And it looks like, well, we know that is going to be the safety car. He's caught up against the wall.
He's stranded.
Yeah, so he's beached that. Not sure if there's actually much contact, but it looks like the car's completely bellied out.
Oh, Randall's got an unbelievable restart in behind Jordan Lloyd. He read him like a book. Back in racing. Randall on the hunt. Down low, Lloyd protects that line in car number one. And Randall just simply over-unders it.
Yeah, great exit. Oh, no, I think Leeds has been turned around.
By Hayek.
I think there might have been contact there.
Hayek looked like he had damage to the right front suspension as well. So that was fourth and fifth in the championship hitting each other. There is a car limping in the background with damage as Randall takes the lead. And we'll be headed for another safety car here.
This has worked well for Will Brown. Still early days, there's still more laps to go, but this works very, very well for his championship. And it looks like Harry Hayek has a damaged front wing.
He has exactly what Will Brown had in the last race.
Exactly. How ironic is that? So,
but we'll prove that you can drive through it as Leeds gets out.
What a shame for Lewis Leeds. Such a great year for him.
2 crashes in the one weekend.
Yeah, and look, no doubt he went in a little bit hard around the outside of Jordan Lloyd in that one, in the previous race.
3 crashes for the weekend.
Yeah, but let's have a look what happened here. So, shifted a little bit late there. You hear a bit of a hesitation in the upshift, so just a little bit late. So must have lost a bit of momentum. So he's on the outside, so which means there's no one on his inside, you would think. Turns in.
Not yet, there's not.
And there it is, there's the contact. Okay, so Harry Hayek definitely had some overlap then, but how much did he have? Let's see, let's have a look at the top of your screen there. And it just disappears, so we can't quite see exactly how far up the inside Harry was.
Bit of a racing accident, that one, really. I mean,
yeah, he was up on the curb.
The problem was Leeds is so wide.
Correct.
You know, there's like 10 metres of racetrack separating him. How are you to know when you come into that apex?
There's the contact. He actually lifted him right up off the ground. So that's one for Carl Reindler, our driving standards observer, and our race director Laurie Schmidt to have a look at post-race.
How good's the restart? The travesty Formula 4 of Thomas Randall was out like a lightning bolt there, but he was very clever here. So he saw that Lloyd's gone the defensive side, just swings it back over to the right, over-unders him.
Yeah, really nice exit. Watch this.
Oh.
See how early he got on the power. And that's what years of go-kart racing gives you. It just gives you that racecraft, that instinct to know where to place the car, when to get on the throttle. Wow. But have a look, he does it here under braking. Watch this lunge here. Big lunge.
How is Lloyd's thing so fast in a straight line?
I'll tell you what, firstly, he's actually very lucky he did that before the yellow flags came out.
Yeah. Driving with Tim Blanchard. The number 1 is looming. He's lurking. He wants the lead back. If he doesn't get it on the restart, Randall will win this in a canter. So he needs to pounce on the restart and do it well. Oh, Randall picks up the throttle mid-corner. That's tricky. And as a result, he buys himself a couple of car lengths, but has a bit of a slide mid-corner. If anything, Will Brown looks to have got a really good restart.
Gee, he's good at those restarts, Thomas Randall. He just loads the field up on the brake, left foot brake pedal or left foot braking, and then away he goes. Just really slingshots on the restarts. Who's that having a look down the inside there? That's Harry Hayek trying to make his way past Jimmy Vernon. Try and keep this rookie championship alive. But Will Brown's got a good run right up behind Lloyd. Randall's bolted.
Tyres squealing as they go through turn 2. There's also a podium up for grabs here. The way they sit on the track is how they'll stand on the podium. What's Zane Goddard got left for us? Nasty crash in the first race. But blindingly quick. When he gets it together, he can be fast. And he is now onto the back of Will Brown. If he gets around Brown, Hayek gets around Vernon, it's on.
Certainly is. So we have approximately 6 minutes of racing to go. So 3, maybe 4 laps left on a time-certain finish here in Sydney. Harry just a little bit closer to Vernon that time round. Both Sydney siders. But listen to the throttle here. There you go, right on the apex. Just able to leapfrog Jordan Lloyd there, and away he goes. And that's set up, providing it's not a safety car. He's gone. And it'll be 3 from 3 for Randall to finish off.
We've had a couple of clean sweeps, actually, recently. We had Lloyd clean sweep at Phillip Island, Randall at the Gold Coast, and then Lloyd ahead of that one, actually, at Sandown too. So the last few races, whoever has taken pole has gone on to clean sweep the whole weekend. It looks like that's how we're going to wind out the year as well. Just dominance from Randall and Lloyd at times. Lloyd's record of 12 race wins this year is going to be very hard for anyone to beat in future years. He's had a killer season.
Goddard there, who's had a really challenging year, but will most likely come back for a second season. He's going to have to be, well, he will be, no doubt, one of the favourites on speed. So will Harry Hayek. Look, he hasn't given up. And that's towed up Frankie Mayalo right behind him, BRM teammate.
He needs to get around Vernon here. He's losing time. He's losing sight of Will Brown. Can't get there yet. Vernon's had a pretty good season. He's probably due a win at the opening round in Townsville in race 2, but unfortunately got tagged in that one. And has also been on the podium throughout this championship, so it's been impressive. Local racer for Tool Force, Sydney-based team, Sydney-based driver. Just hasn't had the speed here this weekend. Maybe this track doesn't quite suit his style. We go back on board with Randall, who's just seriously winding this thing up now. Sets another fastest lap of the race there. We'll ride with him. He heads down Australia Ave towards turn 1. Watch for the braking markers on the wall. Just in between the 150 markers, he stands on that middle pedal, swings it through turn 1. Very talented driver. Campaigned his dad's Saab in the Sports Sedan Series. Just fell short of winning that one, racing guys like Tony Ricciardello and Jack Perkins. Ooh, that wasn't his best line through there, but no worries.
So lap record was achieved by Nick Rowe in the previous. He said, yeah, I had it. I spoke to Thomas after the race. He said, I had it early. I said, I don't know, but Nick Rowe pipped you at the end. So maybe he wants to go out and try and claim that. 3 wins, pole, and the lap record.
All right.
There's only one thing left to achieve for him this weekend.
He needs to find 2 tenths if he's going to do it. And he's just set his personal best first sector time, so it might not be impossible. Still Hayek fighting away behind Jimmy Vernon, slipping away from him. It looks good for Will Brown, the young man from Toowoomba who won the first ever Formula 4 race. Here he is in car 99. Cars galore entry. Deserving of 3rd in the championship, absolutely.
What is it with Toowoomba, Chad? There's a fair bit of talent there.
Will Power.
Will Brown, yep. Jordan Lloyd. List goes on.
10's Toowoomba Grammar.
And really has done an outstanding job. Very few mistakes this year for a rookie coming out. He started the season doing some Formula Ford racing, which proved to be the right move for him. Just giving some circuit racing experience. and really looks like being one of the favourites for next year's championship. No doubt about it. It's made also on record that he wants a V8 supercar career. Doesn't necessarily want to head to Europe, wants to focus on achieving a racing career here in Australia.
Great chance to congratulate Adam Gotch and everyone at AGI on a successful campaign with multiple drivers. At times they had, what, like 5 cars on the grid?
Six at round one.
Yeah, so they've done an amazing job the whole way through. The man that used to run Australia's A1 team. Whoa.
Very successful engineering business too in roll cages and roll cage design, AGI. So Adam Gotch really getting behind this championship from day one. It's been fantastic, as well as this guy's dad, Dean Randall, and of course Mark Rundle at BRM. So we're hoping, confident of another team joining the series next year. And
hopefully Dreamstick at it, even obviously if Thomas doesn't do the championship next year.
That's certainly Dream Motorsport want to continue. Dean says they haven't invested in all this equipment. They've got a nice truck, they've got a good infrastructure. Wayne Mackey, a very good engineer, said we want to be on the grid regardless of Thomas's European aspirations. They definitely want to run a minimum of 2 cars, if not 3, in 2016.
Fantastic. All right, where's that lap record at?
Just looks so neutral, doesn't it? So about half a second off, I think, that time round. Now, bearing in mind, there's a lot more ambient in the track at the moment, so the track would have been at its absolute peak at 9 a.m. this morning for race 1. But, gee, the setup of that car just looks very tidy. He's driving it well, but it's certainly working well for him this weekend.
So between Randall and Lloyd, they're going to win 19 out of the 21 races this year. Extremely impressive. For Jordan Lloyd, he'll finish the year with 12 race wins and a bunch of seconds on top of that. But the thing that stands out for me about car number 1, our inaugural champion, if he can just bring it home from where he is, he will stand on every single podium at every single round. That's just unbelievable. He's made every podium in the championship 7 straight, setting a benchmark in a record season that'll actually take some beating. So whoever comes in to this championship and wants to claim some records, Jordan Lloyd has set the bar pretty high. 12 race wins and a podium at each round is where the record is at the moment. We check out Dream Motorsports' Thomas Randall. Nice to see Travesty Clothing helping out this weekend.
Great looking livery, actually, and they are launching this month online with the Travesty brand and trying to go overseas as well, exactly like their driver, Thomas Randall. So they've chosen him being a front runner to launch the product this weekend, and let's hope that Thomas can realise that dream of getting on the European grid next year with aims. He's got high aims. He wants to run F3 in 2016 in Europe, so no doubt Dean will be doing some overtime, trying to make some dollars over Christmas to put towards his son's career next year.
Time certain we are, and last lap where we're at of the inaugural first season in Cam's Jayco Formula 4. It's been very entertaining. Kicked off in Townsville. Will Brown won the first one. Nick Rowe, the only other driver to have claimed to win outside of our championship dominators, Randall and Lloyd. And they've got a country mile ahead of the rest here.
It's a lot of fun, this part of the circuit too.
The top 3 here, Cam, going to be on the podium, the way they sit here, but also on the championship podium as well, albeit with this guy being number 1.
That's actually completely correct, isn't it? And look, Zane Goddard too, great fight back for him coming through in position 4. He's definitely going to be one of the favourites as well going into next year. He'll have more testing under his belt, and it's very fine balance. You know, you need to give young drivers testing, which they do in Europe, but you've also got to try and keep the cost down so these guys can complete seasons. So 6 test days next year, but we're looking at 8 test days if you're a rookie, so 2 extra days. But what a dominant performance by Thomas Randall this weekend.
Last complex of corners for Travesty Clothing and Dream Motorsport. The man of the day is Thomas Randall. The man of 2015 is Jordan Lloyd. And congratulations to our Burson Rookie of the Year in Will Brown. And Zane Goddard's gone missing on the last lap.
I seem to put the mockers on Zane way too much. I'm not going to talk him up ever again. Let's just hope that he's had a little slide up the escape rope, because he's saying he obviously had that shunt. They rebuilt the car and he come right up to P4.
That's how they'll finish. Lloyd is the champion. Randall, a fantastic drive this weekend, and good to see the two boys having a chat. There is Brown, just 5 points.
5 points.
5 measly points is all that separates a $30,000 free kick thanks to Cams next year. And our Rookie of the Year, Will Brown. Not a bad one for Toowoomba. They get the champion and the Rookie of the Year. Congratulations to BRM on taking out the championship. Congratulations to Dream on taking out the round. Thomas Randall, pole position. He scored 4 for the year, and he scores another race win to go down in the books. Jordan Lloyd, though, unbelievable, hasn't missed a podium all championship.